Let's discuss Title 40, Section 966 of the Louisiana Revised Statutes. So this section describes penalties for certain Schedule 1, for all the Schedule 1 drugs. The most common ones that we see are heroin, marijuana, ecstasy, GHB, LSD, mushrooms, and synthetic cannabinoids. So what are the penalties? The penalties for manufacture and distribution, possession with intent to distribute, are obviously going to be more severe than just possession. So let's look at some of those first. The possession with intent to distribute, distribution, manufacturing. As you can see down here at the bottom, except for paragraphs 2 and 3, which we'll cover next, substance classified in Schedule 1 upon conviction is looking at if the aggregate weight is less than 28 grams shall be imprisoned with or without hard labor for not less than 1 no more than 10 years. If the aggregate weight is 28 grams or more, they're looking at not less than 1 year nor more than 20 years. So this is all these penalties are based on weight. Substance classified in Schedule 1, which is marijuana or synthetic cannabinoids, and the amount is less than 2.5 pounds, shall be imprisoned for not less than 1 year nor more than 10 years. If the weight is 2.5 pounds or more, then the sentence is not less than 1 year nor more than 20 years. And then we're talking about heroin. The sentencing range is not less than 5 years nor more than 40 years if it's that much heroin. So then we look at just straight possession. That means that there's no possession with intent to distribute. It's just regular, we can call it simple possession. If that's the case, and that means it's going to be a smaller amount, less than 2 grams, then the defendant's looking at not more than 2 years. If it's 2 grams or more but less than 28 grams, then the sentencing range is not less than 1 year nor more than 10 years. This is not for marijuana. This is just for all the other Schedule 1s. Then when we're talking about marijuana, penalties are less severe. If the offender possesses 14 grams or less, then it's a sentencing range of 0 to 15 days. If it's more than 14 grams, up to 6 months. And if the defendant has not been convicted of possession of marijuana for the last 2 years, from the date of the completion of the probation or suspended sentence, it can't be counted against them as a predicate. And that's important because in the second conviction, marijuana, the sentencing range is up to 6 months, third conviction up to 2 years, fourth conviction up to 8 years in prison. Then when we look at the cannabinoids, on first conviction, it's up to 6 months, second conviction up to 5 years, third conviction up to 20 years. So these are still pretty severe penalties. And let's see, substance classified as heroin with aggregate weight of less than 2 grams is looking at a sentencing range in prison of not less than 2 years, no more than 4 years. An aggregate weight of 2 grams or more but less than 28 grams, then they're looking at 2 years, no more than 10 years in prison. So the statute has made clear that, as the greater that weight gets, the more severe penalties are. So it's stated that for marijuana, 2.5 pounds, then we look back at if it's greater than 2.5 pounds, we look back at the possession with intent to distribute statute, which we just covered. And for heroin, for instance, if it's greater than 28 grams, then we go back and it's going to be under the possession with intent to distribution statute. So then the defendant's looking at not less than 5 years, no more than 4 years. If you have a drug charge in Louisiana or any other criminal charge, I'd be happy to help. I'm Carl Barkemeyer, my criminal defense attorney. Do a lot of drug charges. You can give me a call or visit my website for more information. You can see this statute and a lot of other statutes as well.